Good morning, Trap Talk listeners. Zach Nannini here with another Thoughts from the Road. We just had Thanksgiving, and I just want to say thank you for listening to the show, for supporting us, for commenting, for liking, for sharing our pages, for telling your buddies, for bringing new people to the sport that we love, for our sponsors. Just to get to this point of where we are couldn't have happened without the support of everyone listening, all the people involved with the show, all of our families. There's a lot of time that goes into this, and hearing from you all that you enjoy the content and your scores are getting better and you're learning, and we're historically marking these things so that when these great shooters are no longer on this planet anymore, we have a little bit of what they did and how they became great, and a little bit of their mindset to focus on. I think history is so important with our game, and I feel that it is lost with each generation, and we'd like to make sure that we continue to do what we're doing. So first of all, thank you. I hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving with their family. Second, since we're talking about thankfulness, I figured we'd talk a little trap. So we've talked a lot about attitude. We've talked a lot about mindset, but you can't really talk too much about this stuff. And I think there are people, and I've experienced it, where you go to the gun club, and sometimes this is, adult shooters, sometimes this is youth shooters, but you go to the gun club, you shoot a bad score, and you're grouchy. You're just, you're mad. You're like, dang, I shot a dang 80, whatever, or I shot my worst score ever, which actually you've never shot your worst score ever. It's coming, right? But you shot a bad score, and you're in a bad mood. And the first thing that I think you have to realize is, other than maybe the top 1% or even the top 1% of 1%, most of us that love this game and enjoy this game do not make a living at this game. It's a wonderful hobby, and because it's a wonderful hobby, I view it as a way to increase my relationships, to have fun, and to compete, and to spend time with the people that I love. I think that as adults, we work and we have stress sometimes involved with our work or whatever it is that we're doing in our lives and our families. And then we go to the gun club and we've got this shoot, and then you're putting more stress and more effort and more pain on competing or performing or whatever it is that you're trying to do. And I think we've got it backwards. I think you have to look at trap shooting as an outlet, as something that you love to do that gives you inner peace. Because at the end of the day, the odds that you're going to make a living with a shotgun are very, very, very slim. Now, to our younger shooters, juniors and sub-juniors, I know that you want to win and you want to do better and you want to all these accolades and sponsors and all these things. I mean, we could see the passion, obviously, dripping from the youth of our sport, which is exciting for me. But you have to remember, at the end of the day, this is a game. It's a very fun game, but it's a game. And I think if you focus on your education, you focus on a business, making money, and figuring out a way to make a good living so that you can come back and do this when you want, how you want. Because, I don't even want to know what the pressure is like to have to make a living doing this game and always be on. I mean, I take my hat off to the guys that do that, because, I mean, they always have to win, they always have to perform, and they always have to be available, where I get the luxury of coming and enjoying the sport when it's whatever I want. And so in addition to being thankful, if you're a young shooter and your parents support you, thank them, because this is not a cheap sport. So, give them a thank you, tell them how much it means to you, because shells are expensive, travel's expensive, their time's expensive, and if they weren't, there to do that work, to set you up to go do that, then trap shooting doesn't happen, right? So give them a thank you, and to the parents of the children that you're sponsoring, which, thank you for that. But if your kids have a bad day, it's not always the end of the world. And I know that there's some people that really expect a lot out of their kids competing, and then when they have a bad day, they're like, oh, what the hell happened, or this, that, and the other thing, or, oh, I paid for you to shoot and then you shot bad. And I would tell you, coming from someone that had the support of my parents the right way, if you really want them to achieve their level, most of these kids are harder on themselves than you're going to be on them, and they know when they've shot bad. And I think being able to forget that score, shake it off, and move forward is a great life lesson in shooting, in business, and in relationships, and everything that you have to do in life. Being able to move forward from the bad days is the number one priority in whatever you're doing. So, if they shot bad, say, hey, might not be the best, but you'll get them next time. You'll work on it. You'll get better. And I would ask, you ask that they learn from that situation. Like, hey, what'd you learn? What happened there? What'd you learn and figure out? Would you know why you shot bad? Because if they're learning from it, then I would say it's a success. I don't think it's a failure. Just because there's a bad score, don't take it and turn it into a bad thing. Turn it into a positive. If you turn everything into a positive, your bad days, if you're learning on your bad days and you're advancing on your bad days, well, eventually you're not going to be beat. And if you can continue to get up and take the abuse and move forward, that's the true test of a champion. So feeling really good, feeling really thankful about everyone and everything, and appreciate it. Keep all the comments coming. Please like and share our videos if you love it. Take a new shooter out, get him introduced to the sport, and let us know what we can do to be better. There's a lot of exciting things coming down the pipe for us, and hopefully a lot more content for you all to listen to. So thanks for tuning in.